any way whatsoever.
I don't know. We met like 3 different people in Texas that said that they were related to you, and that's your
In
name.
Houston, by the way. Yeah, and Anthony is related to me, absolutely. But I don't think
Anthony.
Joanne.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy, how you doing? I don't think Joanne is related to me, though. At least as far as I know. And this, by the way, is a different Joanne Parks from the one who was falsely accused of burning her 3 children alive in California, whose story, coincidentally, was told in a book by Edward Humes, who was the same guy who wrote the book we used for our Adolfo Constanzo series.
That's actually very weird.
Yeah, weird.
What the heck is going on here?
But anyway, the crystal skull belonging to Joanne Parks was named Max. And while it is smaller than the cursed Smithsonian skull, it still nevertheless weighs in at a hefty 18 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Joanne claimed to have received the skull from a Tibetan lama named Norbu, who had moved to Houston to set up a healing practice called the Chakpori Ling Healing Foundation.
Did it just turn out to be Eddie Murphy playing a character?
Oh, I love that. He was a donkey.
The Golden Child.
Yep.
Oh, Golden Child.
Yeah.
Interesting. Love that movie.
Great movie. According to Joanne, Norbu had used the skull to help Joanne's daughter, who had only been given 3 months to live when Joanne arrived at the healing center. Girl still died, but her life was extended to 3 years rather than 3 months. And they credited the skull for this.
Sure, yeah, not science. Yeah, sure. It's the skull.
I mean, was it 3 miserable years or 3 good years?
I don't know the details.
Probably wasn't that great.
I think that we'll get immediate pushback, because we talked about how, like, you know, when we did HPB and we did these other stories.
Who's HPB?
Helena Blavatsky, Madame Blavatsky. We did this year.
I know, but you
Petrovna
just called
Blavatsky.
it HPB. I don't think we called her HPB before.
We called her HPB throughout. That was one of the main tenets of the episode, is that people called her HPB instead of Helena Blavatsky.
Did I make an STD joke?
Yes, you did. Absolutely, you made several.
Sounds like an STD.
I feel like I'm your biographer. That is, I can't wait to just write all of the terrible truths about your inner life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sadly not. I cuddle with my dog all day.
No, it's true. It is. You do live a simple, nice life. But we talk about con people and magicians and healers and stuff. And I think up to one point, we allow for a certain amount of con person to be inside of a mystic. Yeah. I know that when it comes to magical ritual, these so-called magical people that enchant you, a lot of times they're using standard con people tactics in order to get you in. We're like, when we talked about with HPB, we thought that maybe there was something that was genuine about her. She had some general abilities. She was a master of a portion. Mm-hmm. And she was a real Vera Drake.
Okay.
And she went and, but then she had to get results, right? Because then people are showing up and expecting results, so she has to put on a show. But that's what I kind of like about these characters, because I am an entertainer, quote unquote. So there's a part of me that at least, if we're at least doing this thing, give me a show. Right? If you're going to be fooling me, at least my money goes towards I'm being entertained during this time period. I'm feeling mystical. It's fun. Sure, I am paying for the show. The thing about Crystal Skulls is there's not a lot of show.
Oh. Yeah, there's not a lot of show. It's just show up, hang out with the skull, we're going to be quiet for a while, and then leave.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever had Reiki done to you?
No.
It's boring.
But the person I buy mushrooms from tells me that the mushrooms are infused with Reiki energy.
They just sit on them.
I don't know what that means, yeah.
They just put their hands on them and they go...
Oh, no. You just cursed your own hand.
Oh, no, that's my jerk-off hand.
Yeah, not anymore.
Well, in 1980, Norbu died and left the skull to Joanne, telling her, quote,
"One day, you will know what it is for."
Oh, cool. Maybe for soup. You could probably eat out of it.
Yeah, stone soup.
No, they're not hollow. They're solid. They're solid blocks of quartz.
Oh, this one isn't the hollow one.
No, they were just the one.
No, we've moved on from that one.
I see.
Well, once it was in her possession, though, she simply put it away in a closet and pretty much forgot about it.
What else are you supposed to do with it?
Yeah. Well, put it on a shelf.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a display thing. I would put it as a display. I would do something with it.
But the skull was apparently not satisfied with this arrangement. It began to appear in Joanne's dreams, and after 2 years, the skull began to communicate telepathically. And at first, Joanne said the telepathic communication was infrequent enough to dismiss. Not a big deal, and could probably be pushed away.
Or
as
attributed to fucking madness. You know what I mean? Just normal, complete, and total insanity.
I think you could clarify it as no big whoop.
No big.
It's just untreated bipolar disorder.
No big whoop.
But gradually, the communication started occurring more and more, and at odd times of the day. For example, she'd be fixing lunch for her grandchildren or doing the books for her husband Carl's business, and the skull would just start chattering away inside her head.
What do you think? We're going to have taco night tonight? We're going to do some kind
Taco night!
Going to do taco? It's Tuesday. Taco Tuesday sounds like a fun time. Oh, I'm sorry, you counting?
I love this goddamn crystal skull.
Now, the communications were somewhat scattered at first, but they soon became more direct. The first clear, repeated message was simple. The skull said, quote,
I want out of this closet.
Jesus, I mean, it sounds like she is just saying she wants out of this marriage. Because all she does is cook for her grandkids and do her husband's paperwork.
Some people, that's her love language. It's gifts of service.
If I hear the term love language one more time.
Then the skull started telling her to contact the man. But the skull didn't give any details on how to contact the man or even who the man was.
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, love Fallon.
Eventually, Joanne got so sick of the constant pestering that she began having conversations with what she fully admits is just a fancy rock, telling the skull to firmly leave her alone and